For a significant portion of my life, I would say I've been a professional overthinker. I've overthought and overanalyzed changes in behavior, changes in communication patterns, implicit, explicit things that were said, direct, indirect. And it's literally professional hell. Being in that position is professional hell because you're overanalyzing things that may never happen, but you're overanalyzing the potential of them happening. And ever since the pandemic hit, I really took it upon myself to change that because it's the worst place to be in mentally. And whatever is impacting you mentally at some point is bound to impact you physically. And it wasn't something that was just like overnight and it's like your overthinking problem is resolved or anything like that. That was not what happened. I think it's something that requires a lot of dedication and a lot of work mentally, checking in with yourself to see how you're doing and to seek external resources when needed and stuff like that. And lately, I've also, stemming from that overthinking, I think it took me a good couple years to get past that, to filter that system out. Because when you're in overthinking mode, you're literally powered by anxiety. Like, there's no other way to put it. You're powered by anxiety, and anything that somebody says to you or doesn't say to you is controlling you in a way, and you have no way to break free from that. You repeat all the possible scenarios to a given situation and think about how many situations we go through in life. Like, it's to think about overthinking in that context. This is a situation. As an overthinker, you're thinking of a billion ways the situation could go, and it may not go any of those ways, but you have just spent so much time thinking about that potential and giving yourself anxiety over stuff that may never happen or stuff that you can't control. And stemming from that was also a large part of overthinking is also people in the environments that we're in, that we surround ourselves with, their demeanor, the things that they say about us or to us, whether that's directly or indirectly, and breaking free from that is also a large part of overcoming overthinking. And I heard something recently that helped me a lot with that, and I know if it resonated with me or if it helped me, I know it has the potential of helping at least one person, and if it does, then it's something that's worth being spoken about. And the thing was to not take things personally from individuals that you don't aspire to be like, or individuals that innately don't have characteristics you would like to see in yourself. When's the last time somebody said something to us and we actually think of things that way? We're just like, oh, do they have characteristics you would like to see in ourselves? We never think that way. At least I can say that I never thought that way. I was always like, I can't believe they said this thing, or that's so rude, or they don't even know. And they might be things that we're like insecure about, or things that we're just sensitive about, whatever it might be. And having this mindset where you're just like, wait a second, it's like almost like a filtration system. Person X or Y says something to you, do they have characteristics I would like to see in myself? It's a yes or no question. No. Why am I taking things personally from a person I don't even aspire to be like? Someone that doesn't even have characteristics I aspire to see in myself. And this mindset, this filtration system really helps you filter what's important in life versus what's not. I recently had a situation where I had a milestone that I had achieved, and I found out about something that somebody that held value in my life at one point, and still does to this day, but held a lot of value in my life in the past, had said, and it's something that would have historically upset me. But and I had somebody ask me about it. They're like, oh, person da 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 said da 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 XYZ, like, how do you feel about it? Like, it's so upsetting, like, why would they say that? Being the level of closeness they were to you. And my answer was, yeah, it's okay. And they were like, you're not upset by it, you have every right to like be upset and like express that. I was like, I heard it, I took a moment to think, okay, and now I've moved past it. And they were like, that's it? It's like, yeah, that's it. Because in my mind, that filtration system is not just something that's hypothetical, it's something you're applying. So you said this thing to me and you held value in my life at one point, okay, and how are we going to deal with the thing that you said? We're going to deal with it by saying, you can say things and I can't control them. Very valid. But I can control what I say, with what I do with your words, rather, And it goes into this thing which seems a bit cliche, but it's like, we can't control people's words, but we can control what we do with them. It also goes into this cliche saying that just like our reaction to a situation is what gives something power or makes it powerless. And in that moment, that was a moment of application for me. It's like you've done the mental work, but it's time to apply. And I think that's a large part of learning and mindset healing too, is to not only better your mindset, but to also apply it in real time. Because if you're learning things and you're taking things in, but there's no application, then it doesn't really like do much, if that makes sense. And in the moment I was like, okay, I've processed it. They're not words I agree with. they're not words that necessarily make me happy, so that I'm validating my emotions about it. I'm validating my reactions. But what am I doing now with it? They've said it. I can't control it. I am just going to let it go. And sounds easier said than done, but the first time you apply it, every subsequent time becomes second nature to apply those things. And before you know it, you don't care. You don't care. You are very much so like, I have been in this mindset with Lily. It's just like anytime something has come to me where it's something that would have normally upset me, it's like, do I aspire to be like you? Yes or no? No? Okay, whatever you said, you can say it's not affecting me, you know? And it also goes into this thing that in economics, there's this principle of scarcity. And scarcity means whatever we have very limited of, we should be maximizing so we can get the most of what we have very little of, right? And in this essence, your time is what you don't have a lot of. And you want to maximize your time, you want to maximize your productivity and your efficiency and stuff. And you can only do that by not wasting your time on individuals and situations that don't require your attention. We go into this thing, which is the 5x5 rule, which says not to spend more than 5 minutes on something that's not going to matter in 5 years. And that 5 might be different for you, but it's still a relevant concept. It's part of this filtration system where we're saying, doesn't matter. Yes? No. Does it matter today? Yes. Does it matter in the future? No. Okay, so let's think about how much time we're spending on it, because it's not worth, thinking about this for a year or a month, because again, time is a scarce resource. Go back to the principle of scarcity. How are we maximizing what we don't have a lot of? And you definitely are not maximizing if you're overanalyzing people's reactions or the words that they use for you, whether that's indirect or direct. So you are very much so in charge of your life if you're living life that way. You're not controlled by people's words or their reactions or expectations. You're in tune and accepting of the fact that whatever you can't control, and that's fine. But whatever you can control, you will do everything in your power to control. And that is your reaction. That is your mindset. You can say things, right? Person XYZ could say things, or to you directly or to other people. But what is done with that, or what puts that into action or makes it powerless, is what you do with it, because there's something being said about you, and these things really truly have been groundbreaking and shifting in my mindset. And perhaps if you are somebody that's struggling with overthinking, this is something that may help you, and I hope it does, because I have been there, and I know it's like literally hell, and I know it's very tough to pull yourself out of it, but it's worth it to do this mental work. And it doesn't require a lot of effort. It requires a few moments in your day where you're just, reconnecting, whether that's, I know for me personally, self-help books helped a lot, podcasts helped a lot. Subconsciously, one day you're going to wake up and you're not going to be overthinking about things that would have just stressed you out so much in the past. And that's how you're just going to know that you've moved past that wave, and it's going to be the best feeling in the world, I promise you. So I just want to summarize the findings, okay? Number 1, don't take things personal from people you don't aspire to be like. You don't aspire to be like them. Why would you take their words seriously? No reason, no purpose. Number 2, our reactions are what give a situation power and make it powerless. Number 3, people can use your words. You can choose to reject them, accept them, or not do anything with them. Your reaction to their words is what's going to put it into action, or just it's going to be dead. Nothing's going to happen with it. And the last thing that we hear a lot, 5x5 rule. Think about what's happening, the situation that happens, and think about if it's going to matter in 5 years. This could be whatever 5 you want to pick. And if it isn't, don't spend a lot of time, just overthinking about it and like overanalyzing things. It's not worth it. And lastly, create a filtration system in your mind to filter out the things that matter and how much time you're allocating to it, and things that don't matter and the time you shouldn't be spending on them. And that way you're truly maximizing, going back to the principle of economics, scarcity, your time and your effort and your energy in your life, which you don't have a lot of, on things that truly matter and people that truly matter. I'll see you next time. Bye.